In today's class, let us continue with the problem session of first chapter. Yesterday, after completing the 3 problems, now I am going to consider the 4th one. See what it is. 2 point charges, one 4 times as strong as the other, are placed at a certain distance apart in air. They say that there are 2 point charges. Say this is 1 point charge, say Q1, and another point charge Q2, and they are separated by some distance in the air. Okay, there is some distance of separation between them, right? Now, the force between them is 0.4 Newton. Because of this separation, there is a force acting between them, and that force is 0.4 Newton. When the distance between them is decreased by 10 centimeter and the force is increased by 0.5 Newton, calculate the charges and their original separation. Okay, so whenever we decrease the distance between them by 10 centimeter, the force is increased by 0.5 Newton. The force increases. Definitely, you know that the force is inversely proportional to square of the distance between the two charges, isn't it? So as the distance decreases, the force automatically increases. Okay. Yes. Here we have 2 situations. In the first situation, they have given some information regarding the charges, and in the second situation, they make some changes and they again give some information, and they ask you to calculate some factors like the charges and the original separation. Okay, so let the charges be Q1 and Q2. Okay, then they have given that one charge is 4 times as strong as the other. So therefore, I consider Q1 is equal to 4 times of Q2, or even you can take Q2 is equal to 4 times of Q1. And R is the original separation between the two charges. And because of this separation, there is a force, and that force is 0.4 Newton. Okay? Then, the new change after the changes, okay, the changes which have to be made. The distance is decreased by 10 centimeter. It means I take it as R dash. Okay, I take it as R dash, and it is decreased by 10 centimeter. It is R minus 10 centimeter. Okay. Now, if you want to convert this in terms of meter, if R is in meter and the distance is also in meter, then it is R minus 0.1 and the unit will be meter. And the new force F dash, after making this change, it will be 0.5 Newton more than the previous force. Therefore, it is F plus 0.5 Newton, or it is nothing but 0.4 plus 0.5, totally it is 0.5 Newton. So it is all the information what we have. So any problem, any doubt regarding the given information? See, whenever any problem is given in physics, it is very important to understand the whole concept and then remove or collect the data which are available in the statement, and then according to those data only you have to solve the problem. Okay, now let us consider the equation of force. We know that F is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 divided by r square, right? So then what is f here? Already they have given in the first case, f is 0.4 Newton, that is equal to, see, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. You can keep it as it is, or if you want, you can write its value, that is 9 into 10 raised to 9. Then Q1 is 4 times of Q2, therefore I write 4 times of Q2 into Q2. Then whole divided by this r square, because we don't know the value of r. Call this as, or you write one more step, that is 0.4 is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 into 4 Q2 square, okay, divided by r square. Call it as 1. Now let us consider the changes. Okay, the force according to the changes, that is f dash is equal to, constant is same, 4 pi epsilon naught into, see, we don't, the charges are also same, Q1 into Q2, we don't make any change, but the distance is, it is r dash square. Okay, r dash square, that is the new change what we have to consider. So f dash is 0.9 Newton, this is 9 into 10 raised to 9 into, see, of course you can substitute the values of Q1 and Q2 here. Yes, Q1 is 4 times of Q2 and Q2 is kept as it is, divided by r dash is r minus 0.1 meter, right? Or it can be written as 0.9 is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 into again 4 Q2 square divided by r minus 0.1 whole square. Call this as equation 2. I hope you got the use of equation of force now. Any problem? Any doubt? Yes. Now you go for the important step, that is divide 1 by 2. A very important step. See, what is there in 1? LHS of 1, it is 0.4 divided by, this is 0.9 here in the second equation. Now you consider the first equation, RHS of the first equation in the numerator. So that is 9 into 10 raised to 9 into 4 Q2 square whole divided by r square. In the denominator, again 9 into 10 raised to 9 into 4 Q2 square divided by r minus 0.1 whole square. So there is less space. So just I have written here, just try to understand it. Here 9 into 10 raised to 9 cancel, 4q square cancel. Okay. Then what are the terms here? Again here 0.4 divided by 0.9. So it is simplified to 4 divided by 9, because on both sides we have the same number of decimal places. Then this denominator of the denominator comes to the numerator. Hence it is r minus 0.1 whole square divided by r square. Now just to recall the trick what we have learnt in the previous problem, yesterday's problem. Okay, so take the whole square on both sides. It can be written as 2 square and 9 is written as 3 square, isn't it? So that modification can be made, and the whole square can be taken there, and here also it is r minus 0.1 divided by r whole square. Okay, so now you remove the squares from both sides or take the root on both sides, then it will simplify to 2 by 3 is equal to r minus 0.1 divided by r. The next step is the cross multiplication. It will be 2 into r is equal to 3 into r minus 0.1 on the RHS. Any problem, any doubt? Just you multiply the RHS. 2R is equal to 3R minus 0.1 or it can be written as 0.1 is equal to 3R minus 2R or R is equal to 0.1 meter. So therefore the original distance of separation is 0.1 meter. The original distance of separation, the original distance of separation is 0.1 meter. That is your first part. Now still we have to find one more thing there. What is that? They ask you to find the charges there. You have to find the value of Q1 and Q2. Yes. So it is very easy. See, can we make use of the equation 1 here? If we make use of equation 1, which is present here, equation 1, then by substituting the value of R, we can very easily find what is Q2. Right. So hence I am making use of the equation 1 now. From equation 1, from 1, it is 0.4 is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 into 4 Q2 square divided by R square, isn't it? It is the equation 1 what we have. Then substitute the value of R. It is 0.4 is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 into 4 Q2 square is kept as it is divided by 0.1 square. Right. So it is 0.4 is equal to again 9 into 10 raised to 9. Don't go for any multiplications. Don't make it what a bigger number, because later it becomes easy for you to simplify. Okay. So 0.1 square is 0.01. Right. It is 0.01 or 0.4 is equal to 9 into 4 into 10 raised to 9 into Q2 square divided by, this is 1 into 10 raised to minus 2, because 2 decimal places are there. I have taken 10 raised to minus 2. Right. Now it is the time to make all the changes. Right. See, it is 0.4. It can be written as 4 into 10 raised to minus 1. 9 6 are 36 into 10 raised to 9. This minus 2 becomes plus 2 into Q2 square. Now shift this part. It is 4 into 10 raised to minus 1 divided by 36 into 10 raised to 11. Right? So Q2 square is left on the RHS. Now, if you remove this, otherwise you do one thing, that is you write it as it is, then it will be 10 raised to minus 12. As minus 11 goes to numerator, it becomes minus 12. Right. Now you remove this square, then square root will come on the LHS. Therefore, Q2 is equal to square root of 4 divided by 36 into 10 raised to minus 12. Or Q2 is equal to root of 4 is 2, root of 36 is 6 into 10 raised to minus 6. Or Q2 is equal to, if you divide it, then it is 0.33 into 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb. That is the charge. Okay, we obtained the value of one of the charge, that is Q2. Now let us move towards the another charge, that is Q1. We know that Q1 is equal to 4 times of Q2. Already they have given it in the statement. Hence Q1 is equal to 4 into 0.33 into 10 raised to minus 6. or Q1 is equal to, just you multiply, it is 1.32 into 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb. Okay, if you multiply, it will be 1.32 into 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb. Like this, we found the value of two charges as well as we found the distance of separation between the two charges. Any problem, any doubt? See, for your understanding purpose, I have written in detail, okay? Otherwise, I would have used the shortcuts here, right? Directly, I would have written the steps, but I have written each and every change what I make from one step to another step, so that you people can understand it in a easier way or in a better way. Okay? Hope you got this and don't have any trouble or don't have any doubt. Okay. So dear students, if you want, you can have the screenshot of this, or because it takes lots of time to write all the things, so better take the screenshot, and whenever you get the free time, you can copy it from your the snap what you take. Yes. Now I want to continue with the fifth question, fifth problem. See what they have given. The electrostatic force on a small sphere of charge 0.4 microcoulomb due to another small sphere of minus 0.8 microcoulomb in air is 0.2 Newton. What is the distance between the two spheres? They ask you what is the distance of separation between the two spheres, that is R. Then they ask you what is the force on the second sphere due to the first, right? See, very simple. Already in the theory we have learnt that the force acting on each sphere will be equal. So the second question, the B question, is very clear. Whether you take the force from charge 1 to charge 2 or force on charge 2 to charge 1, right? So both these forces will be equal in magnitude, but only thing is they are opposite in direction. Is it clear? So therefore this second question, that is sub question B, is very clear. Now we have to focus on the question A, sub question A. So yesterday I had given one homework of similar type, but one student has, or two students, they have tried to solve them, but their approach is not good, not proper. So those students, yesterday I appreciate your attempt, okay, but see how you have solved that particular problem or those problems and how it has to be solved. Okay, see what they say here. There are two charges. See, one is Q1 and another one is Q2. That Q1 is 0.4 microcoulomb and Q2 is minus 0.8 microcoulomb. Don't worry about this negative sign, okay? Don't worry. Then there is a force between them, and that force is force on charge Q1 due to the charge Q2. That force is 0.2 Newton. Okay, that force is 0.2 Newton. And we have to find what is the distance of separation, that is R. I hope it is clear. Now, let us write the given things. Q1 microcoulomb, that is nothing but 0.4 into 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb. Q2 is minus 0.8 into 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb. F is 0.2 Newton. R, we don't know, we have to find R. Yes. So let us consider the same formula, one and only one formula. 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 divided by R square. See, all the problems are based upon the force acting between the two charges, okay? Yes, what is the force given here? It is 0.22. See, 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. Don't substitute the pi value and epsilon naught value. Don't substitute and simplify. You will commit the mistake. Because we know the total value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, that is 9 into 10 raised to 9. So use it directly. The student who have solved the homework, for them I am speaking. So in next time, don't substitute the pi value and epsilon naught value, okay? It becomes more easy for you to handle the problem. Then substitute the value of charges, that is one is 0.4 into 10 raised to minus 6, another is 0.8 into 10 raised to minus 6. Don't take the negative sign there. Whole divided by R square, that I don't know. Okay? Yes. Now shift this R square to the LHS, 0.2 to the RHS, because I want R value. So R square is equal to, see, 9 into, right, 0.4 into 0.8 is 0.32. 8 4s are 32, 2 decimal places, 0.32. Then take all the powers there, 9 minus 6 minus 6. Then whole divided by, this is 0.2, right? Then R square is equal to, see, further it can be simplified as 9 into this 32.32. If you are confident with decimal numbers, then use them directly. If you are not confident, then convert them to whole number by taking the 10 raised to something there. Okay, so it can be written as 32 into 10 raised to minus 2 into 10 raised to 9 minus 12 whole divided by 2 into 10 raised to minus 1. Therefore, it is R square is equal to 9 into, see, 2 1s are 2 16s are 32. So 16 will come here into, take all the powers now, 10 raised to minus 2, 9 minus 12 is minus 3, and minus 1 goes to the numerator, it becomes plus 1, right? So I have taken all the powers together, minus 2, this is minus 3, that is 9 minus 12 minus 3, then the denominator minus 1 goes to the numerator, it becomes plus 1. So R square is equal to 9 into 16, don't multiply, okay? It becomes very easy. See, without calculator only you are, see, till now I have not at all used any calculator. Have you observed me? Simply what I am doing, whatever the situation is there, in that only I am making the modifications and I am reducing the use of calculator. Okay, then see what it is, minus 2 minus 3 minus 5 plus 1, it is 10 raised to minus 4. Now you remove this square, then square root will come, 9 into 16 into 10 raised to minus 4. Okay, so R is equal to square root of 3, 9 is 3, 4, 16 is 4, into 10 raised to minus 4 is 10 raised to minus 2. Therefore, R is equal to, now you multiply, 3 4s are 12 into 10 raised to minus 2, or R is equal to 0.12 meter. That is the distance of separation between the two charges. Okay, any problem, any doubt? This is part A of the problem. Now, what is the force on second charge or second sphere due to the first? Same force will be acting. So here we have to write that force on Q2 due to Q1 is 0.2 Newton only. The same force will act. Okay, so no need to solve or no need to make any calculations here. Yes, dear students, just a small gap. So dear students, now here it is the sixth problem. The electrostatic force between two like ions, like charges, okay, like ions that are separated by 5 into 10 raised to minus 10 meter is 3.7 into 10 raised to minus 9 Newton. So what is the charge on each ion? What is the charge on each ion, right? Then how many electrons are missing from each ion? See, whenever electrons are removed from any particle, then it becomes an ion. Or whenever the electrons are added to the particle, it becomes ion. If electrons are removed, it becomes positive ion. If electrons are added, it becomes what? Negative ion. So it is very similar to the previous problem. Yes, here they have given the information about the distance of separation, that is r is equal to 5 into 10 raised to minus 10 meter, correct? And also they have given the force, that is 3.7 into 10 raised to minus 9 Newton. And they ask you the charge of each ion. But remember that two like ions are there. Okay, so like ions antandaga automatically the charge present on each ion will be equal. This implies that Q1 is equal to Q2 and I call it as Q. Like andaga equal charges anta artha agutte. Yes, and they ask you to find what is this Q, right? And also how many electrons are removed there or added there or missing there. See, very simple. You have to follow the same procedure. We know that F is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into, see, Q1 Q2 divided by R square. Yes, F is 3.7 into 10 raised to minus 9 Newton. So we have substituted F value. That constant is 9 into 10 raised to 9. It is substituted. Q1, Q2 both are equal to Q. Therefore, it is Q into Q. Or directly you can write Q square there. And R is 5 into 10 raised to minus 10 Newton. So that is square. Any problem? Any doubt? So everything is very clear here. Now you take 3.7 into 10 raised to minus 9 as it is, right? Into, if you shift this 5 along with the square, then it becomes 5 square is 25, 10 raised to minus 10 becomes minus 20, and that is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 into Q square. Now shift this 9 into 10 raised to 9 to the left hand side. Therefore, Q square is equal to 3.7 into 25 into 10 raised to minus 9 minus 20. Minus 9 minus 20 whole divided by 9 into 10 raised to 9. Now the calculator is required. Okay, because see it is 3.7. If it is a perfect square number, then we would have directly taken the square root, isn't it? So here Q square is equal to, yes, what is the product of 3.7 and 25. Yes, tell me anyone if you have the calculator with you. Quick. Big ಹೇಳ್ರಿ.
Sir, 92.5, sir.
92.5 divided by 9. See what it is. 92.5 divided by 9. How much it will be?
10.2.
10.277. 10.25 into 10 raised to minus 38. Okay, 10.25 into 10 raised to minus 38. Is it correct? Check it out once again.
Sir, 27, sir. 10.27, sir.
27. Okay, no problem. 10.27, no problem. 10.27 into 10 raised to minus 38. But it is square, q square, isn't it? So when you take q, then it will be square root of 10.27 into 10 raised to minus 38, square root of this. So you have to take the square root of 10.27. It is 3.20. 3.20 into this 10 raised to minus 38. Half of that is minus 19 coulomb. So this is the charge present there. 3.20 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Yes. So therefore Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to 3.20 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. That is first part. This is over. Okay, we got the answer. Now the second part, how many electrons are missing from each ion? See, we know that charge of one electron is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. Okay, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So to know the number of electrons, yes, simply what we have to do, we have to divide this Q by E. That is 3.2 E into 10 raised to minus 19. It is divided by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. Then you get the number of electrons, that is equal to 2. So therefore you can write the conclusion that here you can write the conclusion that 2 electrons are missing. Two electrons are missing from each ion. Okay, so this is your answer. Is it clear? So try to note this. This part is very important. Okay, if you want to know the number of electrons, okay, so number of electrons which are missing from that particle, then simply what you have to do, the total charge of the ion, it is divided by the charge of one electron, which is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Then automatically you will get the number of electrons which are missing from each ion. Okay, so dear students, this is the 6th problem of this particular chapter. We have completed 3 more problems today, and we shall continue with few more problems in our next class. Okay, so see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.